Moments ago, Governor Ron DeSantis tweeted an attack on DA Alvin Bragg, accusing him of weaponizing the legal system. He also said, Florida, quote, Florida will not assist in an extradition request, given the questionable circumstances at issue with this Soros-backed Manhattan prosecutor and his political agenda. That's a strange statement. Do you want to comment on that? That is an odd statement from a governor, no? That's an odd statement.
Well, I think I'd make two comments about it. One, it's hard to even call it a dog whistle of anti-Semitism in that statement.
Yeah.
And a governor should be respecting the rule of law. One of the things, and I don't mean to be preachy, but I think on a night like tonight, where it's just so historic, it does warrant stepping back and noting that many people in this country during the Trump administration saw the rule of law by Donald Trump, by the Attorney General Barr, and by a host of people in Congress and others be trampled on. The corrupt use of pardons, the firing of Jim Comey, the obstruction of cases in the Department of Justice for friends of the president, the documented obstruction of justice by the then president that was documented by Robert Mueller in the team that I was a part of. And all of that was so anathema to what many people viewed America stood for, which is the rule of law, and something that we thought we were proud of and was a beacon for the rest of the world. And so for today, seeing Alvin Bragg, and I think it's notable, an African-American DA have the tenacity, putting up with these kinds of attacks and just keeping his head down is, I think, a sign that this country is on track, that people actually respect the rule of law and are willing to do their duty, even in the face of smear campaigns and worse, including death threats. And it's worth noting that we owe a debt to people in those public positions who really are sacrificing quite a lot that they didn't sign up for to uphold the rule of law in this country. It's a shame that we've gotten to this place when other countries are ones that we ask to emulate. And fortunately, we're in a position where now emulating other countries that have held senior political leaders to account. But I do think this is a important step in the right direction.